Save the World got a tiny update recently with an entirely new mission that you can access in all zones. This has got me thinking about a few things and I would like to know your guys' thoughts. Hey, howdy, how's it going? My name is Bennjipie. The intro is very quick and it's because I'm pretty excited, but at the same time, I have a bunch of ideas for Save the World that I want to lay out for all of you. First things first is the new mission. It's called Hunt the Titan. It's pretty fun. It's short if you just keep pushing for the mission and trying to complete it. There's no timer, but it's a little interesting. The animations for the Titan you fight is something I haven't seen before, but I don't know if the Titan boss is something that is available somewhere else, but I can say that since it's my first time seeing it, it's really cool. There are new quests you can do to earn some things in game right now that involve playing the mission, and honestly, I think this is a good sign for us Save the World players. I made my video talking about the history and sort of where Save the World was at that point in time. Check that video out if you haven't already. But since we have received an entirely new mission, I don't want to just theorize, but I would assume if Epic notices more people playing, then maybe we will continue to get new content like this. It's pretty small, I know. I don't mean to glaze it or anything, but it's actual new content that is not just repurposed stuff, from what I can gather. This is something that they cooked up in their off time and they threw it right into the game. Helldivers 2 has done this for a while. They give a bunch of new content like weapons, armor, even things like grenades and stuff. And I can see how if Epic just copied this format and applied it to Save the World, they would have a lot of potential and players going for it. Maybe from now on, the game needs to be only, $10 or can stay at the $20 range. Maybe they need to make it so that everyone can earn V-Bucks from playing the game, regardless of them not making as much money because of that. I know that Save the World can be quite complex, and from what I see a lot of people say, a little boring, and trust me, I get it. I can understand boredom within Save the World specifically because you end up doing the same thing over and over and over and over. It honestly gets a little exhausting, but we have things like dungeons and ventures or whatever extra game mode they come out with for the season, and if Epic continues to add missions like Hunt the Titan, we can see a resurgence in players. Maybe they can actually put time into finishing the storyline, maybe some random things can get overhauled, or different menus can be changed. There's a lot of different things that they can put work into. I know it's a lot to ask, but I had even said it before, and I don't know if this is the case now, but Epic, please, for the love of God, get a good full team of people that actually like Save the World and have amazing ideas for the game. There is so much untouched, hidden potential for Save the World that can really be amplified with the push for the metaverse. If you want to keep people coming back to your game, give them the best reason. Take all the plays out of the Helldiver 2 playbook. Save the World is fun at its core, and it deserves so much more attention and love. I compare Save the World to Helldivers 2 a lot because it's almost the exact same thing, but just looks different. It's PvE, you can play with 3 other people, you do similar missions over and over in different areas to somewhat spice up the gameplay, and you also have different types of enemies other than the basic husk or alien to keep the combat fresh. I know I don't understand the business exactly or how many devs it takes or how much money it would take or anything in it, but from the player perspective, from the community's perspective, Save the World deserves its fair and full chance to become one of your hit modes. You guys already have put so much time into it, why just leave it in the dust? You typically get 20k average of players compared to Music Festival, which gets like 7k, Rocket Racing, sort of in that range. Imagine if every couple weeks or every month we got one new mission, new guns, new heroes, new anything. Just little bits and pieces of content to add on top of the pile of stuff to do within Save the World. I went ahead and found a bunch of concepts and old designs. Most of these should have watermarks or something so you know who the original creators are for them, but here's the first one, the Battle Pass for Save the World. I will once again elaborate. These are concepts and nothing is confirmed. Nothing has been hinted at either. These are all just ideas and concepts, but anyways, I think a battle pass specifically for Save the World would be able to keep the game afloat. It would always be bringing players back constantly, especially if Epic markets it like how they recently marketed the Music Pass in the main screen for Battle Royale. We would be able to see a lot more people put money into the game, which would then mean Epic would put more effort into it. That's the whole reason why Battle Royale was focused on more. Battle passes aren't anything new, but this would work greatly if they also made it so that you can get the battle passes whenever. On top of this, since you are spending money to get the game, then spending money to get the battle pass, everyone should be able to get V-Bucks from specific missions every day and do daily quests to receive V-Bucks as well. They can lower the number if they make it more abundant. So instead of only 4 missions giving 25 V-Bucks each, make it so that, completing all of them gives you a little bit more than before, but you just have to put a little bit more time into the game. And obviously, they're not going to give you an insane number every single day. I completely understand that. Helldivers 2 is a $40 game and allows you to find their in-game currency within the missions that you play. Epic could potentially take this idea and turn it into their own, like if you search for something rare like a special chest, you have a higher chance at earning, say, 5 V-Bucks. It's small, but imagine if you found a couple of those in one match, or they limited it. Money-wise, I can understand them not wanting to do that, but it is much more player-friendly and consumer-friendly if they allow for that, since Save the World itself is $20. Speaking of money, we have the old Save the World packs. I think if Epic is trying to, go through the loopholes to make it so that we can get old battle passes from chapter 1, some of that is just theories and stuff, but if they can do that, then we should definitely get these old Save the World packs. I will say it once more, like how I did in my video talking about bringing back old battle passes. You can get a badge for the skin if you purchased it before a certain point. Not every skin deserves an OG style just because you spent your money before someone else. And if they were to add back all the old Save the World bundles, I wouldn't be surprised if they time gated them so you need to finish one before the other activates. I completely understand that, but maybe since the person would be spending $20 each on each of the bundles, they could just finish them all at once if they really wanted to. Now I want to take a look at someone's menu concepts. First one is for when you actually open the game up originally. Instead of looking at the start menu with the metaverse there, or creative, it would load in to show either of these menus. The more they add to the metaverse, the more that they can expand on it. Personally, I like the more OG side-scrolling menu, but I can put up with the other one. I think this would be a good change because what we currently have is just being thrown into the game to look at all the creative clutter instead of just the main game modes that most little bit older players would want to play. They could also expand on the real OG type of main menu and just list all the modes out like right here. Now we have some revamped menus for your quests, and when you open up Save the World, I've noticed there isn't really any main menu for Save the World. It just kind of throws you into it. I do like the idea of being able to see how far I've progressed with stories and missions, but a menu where you can kind of look at all your heroes and stuff right on the main screen is nice as well. I also went ahead and found very old footage from Save the World where the menus look quite a bit different. Now, I'm glossing past most of it, but the main thing here is how the armory looked. This seems much more interactive with all pictures and icons instead of just the simplified stuff listed out on the side. I know we also have characters in each of these sections, but I think Epic would be able to sort of, keep both of the ideas intact and merge them together somehow. We also have another example of being able to see progression and different things you can do within the map. If it was something that could pop up and be like this optional thing for players who can't really get around the menu, I think that would be nice, just something a little bit helpful. And lastly, we have the new type of start screen for when you're going to play a mission. You can see what the map looks like beforehand, bigger icons, very simplified, not overcomplicated. I really like it. Now my final thoughts, my last idea that I think everyone should definitely hop on the train for is an open world version of Save the World. The assets, the designs, the graphics, the character models, all of it. It exists. It's there. A lot of it just needs to be recoded and moved around a bit. I know I don't know how making a video game works, but I think the devs would be more than capable of making an open world Save the World game mode. Or metaverse mode. It could be connected somehow to Save the World. A lot of stuff would be changed. A lot of abilities and things might not make it to the game, but I think being able to build up your own base and actually be able to defend it every night or perchance every 7 days or something like 7 Days to Die would be pretty cool. Allowing it to work just like Minecraft where other people can join your world and play with you. And now, if you can have up to like 8 players, then the numbers of enemies should scale with that, but a legit day and night cycle and stuff like that would be amazing. It would make Save the World terrifying. The new Titan boss they created and the new types of enemies that they could come up with for an even just regular Save the World and also this imaginary open world game, it's absolutely insane with the stuff that they could bring into this. If it wasn't given a deadline and the devs just continued to work on it until they were ready for a 1.0 release, I could see it being an insane hit. I'm getting myself a little too excited though. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm a bit crazy, maybe I got some tinfoil hat on. Let me know. Do you guys think that this is very possible? Maybe it's not. I do think that we need to expand more on Save the World because with the Hunt the Titan mission type, there's so much that you can do. There's so much that you can expand on and so many things that can come from just that one simple idea. There's different types of enemies that they can steal from different games across the world. It doesn't matter. As long as they make it theirs and make it really fit the style of Save the World, they can do anything. They steal ideas all the time, Apex Legends came out with the reboot van and all that stuff before the reboot van was even a name. And then Fortnite was like, you know what, I want to take that idea and use that. They've done it a lot. They've added sliding, super sprinting, mantling, all these other things for mechanics. They added attachments, which you can say is from other games. At one point, they made an Among Us game mode that was literally just Among Us, but in Fortnite. And apparently they didn't ask for permission about that, but it doesn't even matter. I know that the Save the World team that could be created or that already is sort of being worked on, whatever, a lot of it is just theorizing. They have the potential at making a really good game and a game that could keep people sticking around. Typically, for someone like myself who's played Call of Duty for years, I play multiplayer, I'm sick of playing against other people, I want to just chill and play zombies. It's the same idea here. A lot of people don't want to play Festival, Rocket Racing, Lego because those are too different from what they know. If you keep the main integral assets of I can play as the character that I want to play as, I can play as my Save the World character, you just kind of work with those ideas, you can make a really fun game mode from that. And even then, get rid of the special game mode, get rid of this imaginary mode that we've come up with. They could definitely still put work into Save the World and see more players come to it over time. More people saying to their friends, hey, they've updated the game. Maybe you want to play now? You know, they've added more stuff. We just need more things like that. Obviously, don't make it pay to win. That's been a thing that's been taken out for a while. You know, just leave it as the $20 price tag. Leave the $20 bundles all available if you can, and make it so that there's just more updates and content being added to the game. Make it so that you can earn V-Bucks and missions for free. You know, anyone who spends the $20, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you spent 100. It doesn't matter if you spent 60. Everyone should be able to earn V-Bucks for free. It would keep a lot more people actually playing the game mode. And they could merge things. They could make it work. Call of Duty has done this already. You buy something in the store that you can use in multiplayer, but it also gives you some benefits for their PvE mode, which is zombies. It's all just, you know, straw hat, tin head theory, whatever you want to call it. I'm just making shit up at this point, but it got me excited, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. And, you know, I appreciate all of the, you know, comments and everything, and people coming in for streams, and just all of that together recently. It's been very nice, and seeing this update really got my hopes up for the game. Anyways, here's to hoping that Save the World gets revived. Subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and if you want to support me directly, you can become a channel member. It's a work in progress. I will definitely be adding more benefits over time, but in the meantime, you get access to emotes. You can use those while I stream and in the comments. You also get a fancy little badge. I'll be guaranteed to, you know, respond to your comments, and you can see videos 2 days early. And on top of that, I'll be able to shout you out at the end of videos. Thank you to Wally's for being a channel member. Hope you guys have a great day, night, week, month, whole rest of the year. It really doesn't matter when it is, but I hope that's great for you guys. See ya.